Remember, they're changing my voice. I'm the only person on the planet that you can trust, and the last person ever worthy of your trust. No one ever again will be worthy of your trust, is what I mean by that. So we see in the Bible that in Isaiah 30 and Isaiah 34, that an abundance of firewood is put there. The Edom streams are turned into pitch, and they're turned to fire. We see that Jesus describes the living water, the water of life. I am the water of life. Those who are not like me do not have life in them. Those who don't have the spirit of moral precision that only I convey. And after I'm gone, nobody will have it. So in Isaiah 30 and Isaiah 34, we see it when it's connected. Isaiah 30. See, the name of the Lord comes from afar with burning anger and dense clouds of smoke. His lips are full of wrath, and his tongue is a consuming fire. His breath is like a rushing torrent rising up to the neck. He shakes the seas. He shakes the nations in the sea of destruction. He places in the jaws of the peoples a bit that leads them astray. You will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival. Your hearts will rejoice as when people playing pipes go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the rock of Israel. The Lord will cause people to hear his majestic voice, and will make them see his arm coming down with raging anger and consuming fire, with cloudburst, thunderstorm, and hail. The voice of the Lord will shatter Assyria. With his rod he will strike them down. Every stroke the Lord lays on them with his punishing club will be to the music of timbrels and harps as he fights them in battle with the blows of his arm. Listen very carefully. Isaiah 30:33. Topheth, top heat scrambled, has been long prepared, has been made ready for the king, that is me, and God in me. Its fire pit has been made deep and wide, with an abundance of fire and wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of burning sulfur, sets it ablaze, like a stream of burning sulfur. Several chapters later, in Isaiah 34, it says that Edom's streams are turned into pitch, but it's a new world order where everybody is yoked together. Yoking yourselves to sinners is what you have done. So what happens to Babylon happens to you and your family. What happens to Edom happens to you and your family and your offspring. What happens to Moab, what happens to Cush, those who are alive after I'm gone, happens to you and your families. What happens to Jerusalem happens to you and your families. The sea of people the prostitutes sitting on, they all get thrown into the lake of fire. How? Because the wicked go down to the realm of the dead, all those who forget God and they don't have the Spirit in them, and the world is turned into hell. Now, a lot of you are emos and jocks and assorted troublemakers, and you think it's not a big deal because you're idiots. So your argument basically is not loving your kids is not a big deal. Being a foolish, contemptible nerd is your argument, is not a big deal. That's your argument by your actions. If you're smart, you stop reproducing. You scramble to obey God through me. Because once you remove that life essence, the living water of God from them, it gets replaced with the guilt of drinking the blood of the saints, the guilt of your ill-gotten gains, the guilt of your life itself. Live is evil spelled backwards. The guilt of your part. The word trap is part spelled backwards. The guilt of your complicity. Come place at E. Evil. E-vi-l. It gets replaced with that burning sulfur. That lake of fire, the pitch, right? What you use to help start a fire that's really burning, right? You lay down pitch and you light it like tar, a tar fire, a pitch fire. Pitch black, pitch darkness, and fire, and sulfur. Okay, that darkness inside, the darkness when the Klan stares at somebody, for example, they'll stand around, they look, and there's like a darkness that proceeds, that emanates from them. That's what the world is becoming. Darkness, rainbow kind of Care Bear, Pokemon, Power Ranger cowardice, pure evil, and you're burning inside. When you see this lady, who's suing the Gucci family, what she's talking about is serious, yes. Who she is someone who worships the devil. Now, her family, as her stated argument, is more evil than she is. But she's still evil. It's controlled opposition. She's allowed to look good, allowed to be famous, allowed to look good. Why she's making that argument? No one's fuming her and poisoning her and interrupting her. And why are they doing that? So that she could lead the little ones into the trap. Why do pedophiles send out controlled opposition? Is it to free the children? No. And even if they stop molesting children across the board, Their major problem isn't that they're molesting children on this planet. The major problem is they worship the fucking devil and have cheated me out of my right to lead and have prevented me from having children I raised myself. They are done. There is no mercy or forgiveness for the wicked. You think eternal suffering is the mercy that Christ establishes his throne, that I established my throne with? No. There is only mercy for those who obey God through me in time, and then they find redemption, and according to their deeds, they get rewarded with whatever is the logical position for them to have in the afterlife. But there is no peace, says the Lord, for the wicked.